Fantastic Hip Hop is going to tell us what the biggest problem in hip hop is right now. Before we get into the reaction, please be sure to leave a like on the video, comment down below what you would like to see next, and hit the subscribe button to help me hit my goal of 5,000 subscribers by the end of summer 2023. Let's get right into the reaction.
As of the recording of this video, there has only been one top charting hip-hop song or album in the year 2023.
That Pink
To
Tape?
put this into perspective, this type of drought hasn't happened since 1993, so
Dude, see, I've heard about the fact that there hasn't been a number one charted album or song, and I think Pink Tape by Lil Uzi came, and that was the first one, or I could be wrong about that. Maybe it was All My Life with Lil Durk and J. Cole. I don't think it was, but I didn't know it was since the 90s. That's crazy. We're talking about freaking Ice Cube times. Wild.
1993, so we gotta ask ourselves, what is going on? Is hip-hop dying?
No.
Has the music just been bad?
Yes.
Are there no superstars releasing music?
Also, yes. I think a big part of it is a lot of the biggest superstars of rap released their stuff last year. So as a result, there's been a bit of a drought.
What is going on? When it comes to the answer of this question, the reason why there has been a drought within the hip-hop world, the answer is much more complicated than any of that. To start understanding why hip-hop is in the position it's in right now, we need to go back in time. Since the birth of rap music, there has been one thing consistent about the art form, and that is its constant evolution. This evolution has
That's a fact. It seems like rap changes like every 2 to 3 years. What's popular, what's making number one, what the kids are listening to. It changes like it feels like every transition from like high schoolers, whenever the freshmen become seniors, new rappers emerge.
An array of different movements and subgenres over the years. From G-Funk on the West Coast to Boom Bap on the East Coast to the crunk and the bling eras in the 2000s. The tides of hip-hop have evolved alongside the popular sounds of each era. Looking at the sonic movements in the modern landscape of hip-hop,
who the hell is that?
Since the mid-2010s, there has been one sound only dominating everything, and that is trap music. With artists like Future, Young Thug, and Lil Uzi Vert at the forefront of modern trap.
I have such an issue with this being like a main figure in trap music. Uzi, do you see how goofy this dude looks? You just put him next to Future and like actual hood people, and then you got Uzi shoulder bopping in the corner.
This was the sound that made hip-hop the commercial juggernaut that it became in the 2010s.
But you can't deny the man's numbers.
To the memorizing beats, this is the sound that revolutionized hip-hop into the commercial juggernaut that it became in the 2010s, and it's the sound that the biggest artists in the rap game still use today. What's alarming about the fact that trap is still the leading sound in hip-hop today? It's that in hip-hop history, there has never been a single sound that has stayed around at the forefront as long as trap music. Historically, one style has been at the forefront for a few years, maybe half of a decade, until a new style gets...
Nah, don't do that, because Wayne was out for like 10 straight years. Actually, he might have a good point, because Wayne changed his styles. He had like 3 different waves of Lil Wayne, but he was prominent for like 10 years. He would just hop on people's songs and either feature and kill them or remix their songs and make it 10 times better.
But this is not the case right now. Hip-hop is still fixated on this sound well after a decade of its prominence, and with the best days of trap being way behind us, the genre is facing an innovation problem, but it goes even deeper than that.
I don't know if they're facing an innovation problem. I think it's just whenever you transition from one style of rap to a completely new, like we gotta remember when X and them, who else? Like Playboi Carti started. We had Juice WRLD starting to take over. And then we had, what's the guy that made the Grinch called? Trippie Redd. When those guys came on, it was like, what the hell is all this sad boy music? But then they slowly started taking over, and now we're kind of transitioning again. It just takes a couple years is all.
Just as the sounds from era to era change, so do the faces of hip-hop. From Biggie and Tupac to Jay-Z and Nas, the faces of the rap game were always changing within the eyes of the people, and this is what kept the genre so unpredictable and exciting in the 90s and the 2000s.
I also think people don't like too many faces at the top. Like, as he just said, there was a lot of people out in every generation, but it was always like Biggie, Tupac, Jay-Z, Nas, 50 Cent, Eminem. Like, it was always, or I guess Eminem was a little bit before 50 Cent, but it was always like 2, maybe 3 of the biggest guys. Now there's like 10 dudes out who you can all compare to each other.
In the early 2010s, the big 3
My point exactly. There's always a big three. Thank you. I'm glad that transition right there.
Of Kanye West, Eminem, and
And
Lil
Lil
Wayne were
Wayne.
replaced by Kendrick Lamar, Drake,
And exactly. Precisely. I'm proud of myself for that one. I made that point right as soon as he was about to make it. You feel me? There's always a big three. There's always maybe two, maybe three that are like at the forefront. And now there's like 5 to 10 people who are kind of at the same level.
J. Cole. And just like trap music, over a decade later, and Kendrick, Cole, and Drake are still considered rap's big three.
I don't know about that. I think they did kind of get replaced.
World where Drake.
Well, never mind. Drake ain't get replaced, but Kendrick slowed off on what he was producing. He got his awards, and J. Cole just stopped making his own music because he was like, I've already eclipsed everybody. But Drake has eclipsed even like some of the other generation people.
J. Cole have alluded to retirement, and Kendrick Lamar has only released a single album in the last 5 years.
Exactly.
How come hip-hop is fixated on rappers whose time in the limelight is very limited instead of looking at what a future big three could hold? When you look at everything within this lens,
because ain't nobody that's stepped to that level yet. Ain't nobody that's brought it to the level where you feel like they're changing rap like Kendrick did, like Cole did, like Drake did. Nobody's gotten to that level yet. There's a few contenders, to be honest.
The trap sound to Kendrick, Cole, and Drake being the longest instated big three in the eyes of the culture. We can see that hip-hop is frozen, and this is because we are trapped within an artistic algorithm. In today's digital world, music consumption has moved so fast.
True. Our ability to consume a certain type of music for an extended period of time has also dwindled with the advent of things like YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Twitter Reels, and Instagram Reels and all that stuff. People can make a song that blows up, and then literally 3 months later, nobody's talking about the song anymore.
From the streaming exploits to the TikTok trends, labels have put more pressure on artists than ever to find success immediately, and it has caused the creative parameters that have been used in the past.
Hey, 3.141592653. I'm the king of NYC.
Fold in on themselves. This is why most big rappers or artists with record deals focus on getting those golden 7 seconds or nostalgia baiting fans by using a sample of an already beloved
song.
The main thing being preached in the industry is to blow up instantly.
Now, I feel like people like NLE Choppa, NBA Youngboy, Lil Durk, like they're gonna have longevity for sure.
And make buzz, and this is killing the natural flow of creativity. Look at an artist like Coi Leray.
Why would you do that though? Why would you do that? And this whole Spotify monthly listeners thing being like the quantifier of how good you are, it's a terrible metric. Awful metric.
She had 2 viral TikTok hits in recent memory alone. Would you be surprised if I told you that she just dropped her sophomore album, and despite her high monthly listeners, despite how many people know her TikTok songs and how many people share them, her album only sold.
Well, that's the point though. You release an album. It's not about one song on the album. People aren't gonna buy your whole album because there's one song that's good on it. People are gonna buy your album because they know that if you drop 20 songs on the album, 15 of them are bangers. If you can't make 15 bangers, then you're not qualified. People like Uzi, people like Juice WRLD when he was still here. Those kids, people like X, they could drop an album with 10, 15 songs, and you knew that at least 75% of the album was going to be an absolute hit. People like Drake, people like Kendrick, people like Cole. Listen, I'm not even going to lie to you. I listened to the entire For Your Eyes Only album when J. Cole dropped it, and I liked every single song on the album. I don't think there's an artist out right now that can do that can drop an entire album where I'll listen to every song and enjoy every single song. And of course there's bias to it because I'm a huge J. Cole fan. People like Wayne can drop an entire mixtape and I'll love every single song on it. Drake can drop an entire album and you'll love every single song for a different reason. There isn't many artists that can do that. When Playboi Carti drops, you'll maybe like 2 or 3 songs out of freaking 20. When people 21 probably could do something, but he kind of just does features now with Drake. I think Lil Durk could probably drop a nice album where you'll probably like 50-50. NLE, Youngboy. The only problem with those two is that it kind of gets repetitive. They make the same type of songs on a 15-song album. Every song just sounds like I am a menace. Like you're gonna get bored eventually. So you need not only diversity, but you got to be able to actually make people enjoy your content for different reasons, all in one album. And that's what makes an album a good album. And not many artists can do that, especially not freaking Coi Leray. I don't even know why the hell she's being being used as an example because she is hot garbage water.
10,000 copies and charted this low on week 1. Coi Leray's failure reveals a further point about the decline in interest in hip-hop at the moment. Despite
I disagree. I don't think there's a decline in interest. I think people are fiending for a good hip-hop album, which is why Pink Tape did as good as it did, because honestly, Pink Tape is not that good of an album.
some artists making massive hits that
I would even argue to say it's maybe a 5 out of 10, which would be garbage. That's trash. I think it's a bad album because people are fiending for new rap so badly. They're going to praise it a lot more than it deserves.
people dance to and share with their friends. These are not converting people into actual fans of the entirety of the art being presented in front of them, and with most of the industry using this as their main strategy towards success. It's no wonder why no new artist is captivating audiences the same way that Kendrick, Drake, Cole, or any of the stars from the past decade.
Tyler the GOAT.
So when we look at hip-hop's decline commercially, we see the biggest problem facing the genre right now. Rap has a creativity and innovation problem.
I even saw a thing about Lil Baby where like he's only selling like 10K shows now. Only like 10K people are showing up to his show, which is crazy because Lil Baby goes hard. He just took too long to continue to drop more music because Lil Baby goes crazy on it.
As long as labels prioritize virality over creativity, we are going to stay frozen in this state of limbo. With that said, as the genre...
And the Baby too, he got canceled and then now nobody shows up to his shows. And it's crazy because the Baby goes hard too.
Continues to bring in diminishing returns. Changes will inevitably...
Hey, see, that's what we need right now. We need Yodak Yak to come back and just drop some crazy shit.
So the question we have to ask ourselves is, when will the next era of rap music truly commence?
The next era of rap has already begun. People are slowly letting go of their listen, my little brother is 16 years old and he might consider, Drake as one of the GOATs, but the other three of the big three, he doesn't consider them a part of of any big three. He doesn't even consider them as GOATs. So it just shows you, it just takes a while and people aren't going to like it, but it's a shift in mindset. The newer kids, they're not going to like what we like. They like the virality. They think that if you blow up for a year, you've done as much as others had to take 5 years to get, which is not true. But that's how they think. And it's just going to take an adjustment by us, other older rap fans, to really be able to not only coach them, but also accept what they want. It's just how everything works. It's not even just with rap. That's just how time and reality works.
We can't fully guarantee that this is the dawn of a new sound, and even that a new big three is upon us. What we do know is that even in the mainstream, there has been a wave of creative...
I think the next era, it won't even be a big three anymore. It'll be a top 5. That'll be the new thing. It's like, who's your top 5?
Titans opening up borders with new sounds and ideas, and as these artists continue to gain support and grow some of the largest fan bases in the game, it's only a matter of time until something major happens. So to answer the big question that many have been asking,
being able to show a nice ass is not a talent. You were just gifted by God. She's built like a horse back there. Jesus Christ. I can't even see it. I'll bless y'all real quick. I know it's oh shit, my bad. I know it's Ice Spice, but I'll bless y'all real quick. She is built like a horse, but her music is mid at best.
Is hip-hop dead? Well, the answer is clearly no. Even despite the genre commercially doing not as well as it has in years past, there has never been such a wide range of artists from the top to the underground doing amazing things and creating such a wide range of amazing experiences. If you think hip-hop is dying, you should subscribe to my channel ASAP so you can hear about the artists who are dropping beautiful records right now. With that all out of the way, I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on the current state of hip-hop right now? Do you agree that these are the biggest problems the rap game's facing?
Well, I'll give you my thoughts on the current state of hip-hop, even though I've kind of done that over the course of this video already. Hip-hop is in a weird spot right now. Not only are we transitioning from the traditional beliefs of hip-hop, we're also having to accommodate for the new types of technology and social media that exist. And social media has always played a huge factor in the prominence and the importance of rap music in general. The more you're able to appeal to social media, the better your music does. Now, unfortunately, the new trend in social media is short form content. So if you don't make a song that can be clipped up and edited and chopped down to people's dance videos and whatnot, you're more than likely not going to blow up unless you've already established a real really good niche and a really good audience. If you haven't done that already, the only way that you can blow up nowadays is by catching the attention of your viewers. And the way to do that is by making songs that can be put into TikToks, put onto YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, those short form content, and made in the background of clips, and people will listen over and over again on those platforms. Now, is that going to be beneficial for rap? Potentially. It might be a good thing for rap because it means that there are more eyes all over the world on rap than just in the US fan bases or the UK fan bases or whatever it might be. But it also means that there won't be any more die-hard like fans that will stick to an artist and stick with them even when their projects are mid or iffy. They're going to be looking for the next best thing at all times. So to be a really good artist and to keep up with that, you're going to have to put out music that's going to keep the attention of not only your core audience, but then the casual listeners as well, which is going to be a lot more difficult nowadays. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think that rap is in a bad state? And if you do, leave your reasoning down below. Leave a like on the video. And then, of course, smash that subscribe button to help me hit my goal of 5,000 subscribers by the end of summer 2023. And be sure to check out Fantastic Hip Hop's channel and give him some support as well. Thank you for this banging video, Fantastic Hip Hop. Till next time, till the next video, Dreamers.